All right. Good morning. How we doing? What is it? Tuesday, June 8th. Good morning, everyone. Morning. So, getting some downside this morning as expected. I was expecting this downside pretty much from around 3 o'clock last night, 3 o'clock yesterday. About an hour left of trading. I was looking at the 12.5 level. Felt like we were going to eventually drop below that level. So we're starting to get that to this morning. Very weak day yesterday. Really strong resistance around 12.8. And this is good. This is sort of what I expected. So let's see what happens. Today we got 12.5 starting to lose. We're starting to lose that 12.5 level. If we do significantly lose that level, Did I say June 8th? June 7th. I think June 8th is when it's because I need to get my hair cut on June 8th. And my hair is ridiculously long right now. Let me make sure. Yeah, June 8th. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock. June 7th. So we got 12.5. We're giving it up this morning. We got some news out of Target this morning that they are guiding down on Q2 their operating margins because of some increased costs from supply chain. They're going to be managing their inventory differently. So very interesting. And I think you're going to see more Q2 downgrades, more Q2 revisions come out of companies. This is something that a lot of people are saying. I know I don't listen to CNBC much, but they did say that, and I sort of agreed with them that you're going to start seeing some more Q2 revisions in the coming months from companies, and you're starting to see it here. So you got, who else did a Q2 revision? We had Snapchat did it, Target did it. Who else? Was it AMD? Someone else. I'm trying to remember. There was a few other companies that did some Q2 revisions that caused some downside. So interesting. Definitely need to watch out for this. The continued possibility of more Q2 revisions. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started today. Let's go ahead and prepare ourselves for the trading day. Some interesting stuff going on. A lot of key potential rejection flush points today. A lot of them. Very interesting, and could be some very nice trading opportunities today. So futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. Earnings calendar, not even going to look at today, guys. There's really nothing on it. The economic calendar, there's a few things on it, but the main one is Friday. So Friday's the big. We have foreign trade balance. Not sure that's going to affect us much. Consumer credit might be interesting today at 3 o'clock. Jobless claims as usual on Thursday. Friday's the big one. Friday is the big one. We have core CPI, monthly and year over year. So this is going to be interesting. How does inflation looking monthly and year over year? Is it worse than anticipated? Is it better than anticipated? This will definitely have a big effect on the market. So we will have to see what comes out here on Friday. Pre-market, we will be here for that. So just make sure you are aware of that on Friday. Okay. We're going to look at Target today. They guided down their Q2 operating margin. So I put quotations retail because the whole entire retail sector is getting hit this morning. You got Costco and a gap fill reversal we'll look at. Walmart, there's going to be others. All the retail names are going to be getting a little bit of a downside move here. We saw what happened the last time retail fell. It brought everything down with it, and then the good stuff came back. So I guess when I say good stuff, it really was just Costco. So I guess maybe you don't expect the same thing here, but let's see. I mean, everything is getting brought out with the tide right now because of Target. We'll see, in the coming weeks, do they recover or is this continuation? Tesla, big 700 level, guys, that needs to hold today. If you don't hold Tesla 700, that is going to be a very large psychological flush point. Oh, you're actually under it right now. I just realized that. Okay, you are under 700 in the pre-market. You're at 697. So let's go ahead and look at Tesla today. I'll sort of give you what I'm looking for. Amazon rejection point, Google rejection point. I actually played both of these. If you're in the Discord chat, you know that. We took a swing trade on these. One of my first swing trades in probably 4 months. So looks like it could work. I like what I'm in. I think it's going to open up very nicely. So we'll see what happens on Amazon, Google. AMD pulling back to that 104 retest level. Does it hold there today or does it give it up? NVIDIA back to 182. This is another major level that needs to hold. We'll see what happens. And then very interested in SHOP at 350. Very interested in SHOP at 350. If SHOP gives up 350, I think this can get quite aggressive. So we have to watch 350 on SHOP today. That's what I had. Then we'll look at your tickers. And we'll wrap it up. So let's start with the futures, guys, because the futures are telling it all right now. This is sort of what I was looking at yesterday. I'll go ahead and show you what I was sort of pointing out yesterday. Here's the end-of-day recap in our Discord community. So I was just sort of saying how the Nasdaq continues to trade in this 13,000 to 12.5 range. Another weak day within the range. If If 12.5 does not hold moving forward, this could start to get ugly, right? If we lose this bottom side support, this could start to get ugly, and that is pretty much what we're starting to see this morning. So if I zoom out here to the hourly chart, you are going to see that the Nasdaq is starting to lose 12.5, right? We are starting to lose that 12.5 right here. The lows of these candles, the wick lows of these candles is right around 12,450. So I will watch the 12,450 level for like that last chance hold. It's sort of right in here. What is the low of this candle? 12,440 and 12,440. Yeah, so 12,440, 12,450. That's like the last ditch effort where these wick lows are on the Nasdaq. But I believe that the big level was 12.5. I think 12.5 evens probably the big level. You are having some wick lows below that, but we are giving that up this morning. Now, if we do not get back over 12.5 today, if we maybe bounce into 12.5 and reject it, I believe you will have pretty quick downside, guys. This area here, guys, should not be much of support. I don't believe between 12.5 and 12.1 will be a very, it won't be somewhere that I think you're going to be holding with any strength. Why do I say that? Because as I talk about on this live stream all the time, when you have a move this quick to the upside, you should expect the downside to come just as quick. So, in 2 days on the Nasdaq, we bounced 8%. I don't see why you wouldn't give up that same 7-8% in 2 days. It's very possible. This is why I do not like seeing large moves on the market. I know a lot of people, they get excited when they see large moves, but they are not strong. Large moves are not strong, right? You need structured moves. You need to see higher lows, higher highs. You need to see structure form on the market. This is not great because if you get back into this, it's going to be very quick. So the only place that I could see maybe some structure being built is right around these lows in this general area between 300 and 240, right in there, right in this little after hours hold between Thursday and Friday. But that really is not something that I would buy calls off of. So if we zoom out here, if we go to the 4-hour chart, I'll sort of give you an idea of why this is happening. I was sort of expecting this to happen. I think a lot of people were messaging me on Instagram saying I'm going to be waiting for the 13,000 rejection, and you guys were spot on. So you guys can see previous support. We came back into it. What did we do? Right? It's just a pretty clean break and retest. Break, retest, support into resistance at 13,000. If we start to move lower, the technicals show you why, right? The technicals show you why this market moves lower. Nothing has changed. There's no good macroeconomic changes in our market right now. This was a very quick push to the upside, probably out of an oversold environment. Nothing has changed for me here on this push, guys. I talked about it in the Discord chat a lot. A lot of people get excited during these types of moves, but if you just zoom out, you can clearly see that this move was nothing but, in my opinion, just a little bit of a push off demand, a little overextended push out of an oversold environment, and there's every reason why this market could come right back down to where it was. So if we give up this 12.5 with some strength today, I could definitely see the retest of 12.1 coming this week right here. You can see right there. If we zoom out, there he is. This guy must follow me because the chat is on subscriber only, so I guess I get followed by a porn bot. Anyways, you can see 12.5. If we give that up, I don't really expect much to be here in this general area, guys. I think this is a little bit of a void void in space, and you could definitely see it move back to 12.1 in my opinion. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm anticipating right now. If we do give up this 12.5 today, I would expect a move down to around. It won't happen today. I don't think you're going to drop 400 points today. If you do, that's very ugly. But 12.1 is ultimately where I could see this market trading back down to. And in my opinion, guys, right, that could still be, if we try to stay a little bit bullish here, that could still be a good retest hold, right? That could still be our retest hold for more upside, right? That was where we broke out originally above 12.1. The 12.1 breakout is what caused that reaction to the upside, right? It probably caused a lot of short covering, and that is probably why you got the very big push to the upside. Now, if you come back down to it and you hold it, and we sort of hold here moving forward, that still is a good break and retest, right? Above 12.1. So even if we come down to 12.1, I wouldn't say like we're going to break the lows, right? Because this could still be a nice retest hold. But definitely watch out for this very quick upside. Watch for the downside there under 12.5 today, guys. If we sort of, if we try to hold here this morning, if we maybe do a little retest into 12.5, something like this, let's say we move back higher at market open, sort of come back to 12.5, start to reject here and show something like this, then I think the downside is in, right? If you can't get back above 12.5 today, intraday, then I would say that the downside's probably coming. So definitely watch that 12.5 today. Watch this little this previous demand that could turn into a rejection point right in this general area. So watch out for that on NQ. ES, same exact story, right? No different. The story stays the same across all these indices. So the ES isn't quite below the level that it's not quite below the flush point yet, right? So the Nasdaq is underperforming because the Nasdaq is below that level, so it's slightly underperforming. This is the ES, and you can see the ES is still just sort of holding on to this double bottom low. So why did the market turn bearish? The market never turned bullish. The market has been bearish for the entire year. This is not turning the market bullish, right? You have to look at the chart. You never broke over anything. You never got above this rejection supply zone. The ES just had a weak bounce yesterday. There's nothing that turned bullish. It's been bearish since 2022, I'm sorry. So double bottom support right here on the ES. Boom, boom, right? 40.80 on the ES, that is your level. If you give up 40.80 today, guys, I would expect pretty extended downside. If you give up 40.80, that is an hourly chart breakdown. That is a very large level. I would watch out for 40.80. Of course, it could still hold, right? We are still above it, so I'm not saying it's guaranteed that we slip below 40.80 today, but it is possible. So watch this low, double bottom low. It is clear if you know much about technicals, you know that if you flush below a double bottom like this on the hourly chart, you know there is going to be an extension. You know there's going to be a significant momentum move, a breakdown, a flush if you start to lose that level. Look for that retest. If we turn 40.80 into resistance today, then I would be looking for a move to the downside. If you hold 40.80 today and the ES just sort of creeps here and consolidates, that could be, something that we have to watch out for if we do hold there. So Nasdaq giving it up slightly below 12.5. The ES still holding on to that double bottom low. So 40.80, guys, on the Nasdaq or on the ES, and 12.5 on the Nasdaq, which we are giving up this morning. Okay, YM, same exact story, no different. Channel low, which I think is around 32.7. The problem with the Dow is it's a little bit not as clean, so you could potentially bring it down to like 32.5. You can see that there's not, it's more of a zone here, right? It's anywhere between 32.7 and 32.5. So that's why the Dow is a little bit trickier, because you don't quite know when that flush point comes in. It really is more of a 200-point range here. You can see all in here, right? All in here, all in this general area, and then maybe all in this general area as well. So it's a little bit difficult on the Dow because you have that 200-point range, but the ultimate low for sure is 32.5, right? That's the ultimate low there. Previous lows here, previous lows here. If you give up 32.5 on the Dow, then yeah, look for the downside, right? Russell, RTY, you guys can see we are a little bit outperforming on the Russell. The small caps have done a little bit better on the strength on the upside. You can see we're still sort of at the top of this channel. We're not quite down to the lows of the channel yet, but you can see triple top here at the 1900 area. Same exact channel that we've seen on the Nasdaq, on the ES, on the Dow. And if you drop below, I would say around 1840, then I would say, you start to get that slip. So same channel on the Russell, same channel on the YM, on the Dow, same channel on the Nasdaq, and same channel on the ES. It's all in a channel. If you break the lows, if you turn them into resistance, you know what's going to happen, right? So watch out for those channel low breaks today, guys. That is the main thing that you should be focusing on, the channel low breaks. If those start to show weakness, if we do a little retest this morning, can't get back above, lose pre-market lows, right? Then you got a nice little void in action here. That could be pretty aggressive to the downside. So that's what I'd be watching today. Let's go ahead and continue to Target. This morning, you can see big downside on Target. Target went ahead and guided down for their Q2 operating margin. I'll show you what they sort of said. They went ahead and said that they are revising operating margins. They're going to be canceling orders, canceling markdowns, and removing inventory. Price hikes to offset higher fuel and transportation costs, and increased holding capacity at the ports, and other supply chain adjustments. So basically what they're saying is it's getting more expensive to run their business. That's really what they're trying to say. It is getting more expensive to run their business, and that is cutting into their profits. So we've seen that. You seem to be biased to the downside. It's hard not to be biased slightly to the downside, Darwood, because the market has been going down for 6 months now. So if the market's going down from January 2022 to June 7th, 2022, you got to be somewhat biased to the downside, right? You can't be fully biased. You can't be like, I think everything's going down every single day. But at some point you have to say, okay, it's clearly moving lower, and there's really nothing here that's going to be helping. There's nothing changing that makes me think that the market is going to rocket to the upside. So I'm definitely 60-40 right now. If I had to be a percentage, I would say I'm 60-40 bearish to bullish. You have to be. I mean, how could you not be? If you're sitting here every day coming into the market looking for the next push to the upside, waiting for the MOAS for the upside, waiting for Tesla to rocket 30% to the upside, you're unfortunately waiting on something that will probably not happen for an extended period of time. So Target moved to the downside this morning. Q2 operating margins right there. You guys can see it. So if I go ahead and zoom out, I just want to show you guys one thing on Target that's interesting. If I go out to the 5-year chart, on the daily chart, I just want to share with you guys this gap that we are sort of trading into here. You can see right here, guys, on the daily chart that we have a low of 143.38. This is back from September of 2020. So September 2020 had a low of 143.38. This is also a gap on Target's chart, down to, right down to 138.69. So right in that area. So if I go into today's chart, you are going to see that Target just bounced off that low. Pretty much the exact point that I just showed you guys from September 2020, 143.38. You can see Target found support at that low. So if Target gives up that 143.38 today, I would be looking for the gap fill down to 138. That is what I'd be looking for. Look to see if Target holds the 143.38, which is a major level from September of 2020. That is right here. So 143.38 on Target. That's what I'd be watching. Costco. Costco has some downside this morning because of Target, obviously, being brought down with the retail sector. This is the same thing that happened to Target to Costco when Target reported earnings. That is why you saw this big drop on Costco, because Target reported earnings and they were not good. Now, Costco recovered from that. It filled the gap. It gap closed. It closed the gap to the upside. Now, this is a gap close reversal, right? You closed the gap. You came back to where we were trading pre-Target earnings, and now you are starting to see the rejection come in. So I talked about this over the last 3 live streams, yesterday, Friday, and Thursday, I believe. We see the move into this 490. I was saying how you should look for a rejection here as it closed the gap, and it could just reverse off of where it previously was trading. Now, what you'll see is that you moved right into that 490 with a very strong move. We're starting to slide off of it. This move today could be the reason that it gives up a little bit more downside. I was watching the 475 level yesterday for a potential retest, but that did not hold. So no trade there. I was interested, but just didn't feel comfortable on it. I'm happy I held off on that. But you can see right here, I think if you give up this 455, 456 area, which is a previous low, a previous low, a previous low, if you give up this level here on Costco, I would expect this to flush with the rest of the retail sector. So watch out for that. I will quickly look at Walmart as well, because, yeah, not good, right? Walmart was potentially building a flag here, but you can clearly see macroeconomic news does not care about technical analysis. Macroeconomic news is stronger than technical analysis, and we have to know that. If you are someone that trades off technicals, you must know that your technical analysis will not hold up during large macroeconomic news. Target's Q2 guide down is large macroeconomic news that makes Walmart move lower, right? It goes right through our support at 124, boom, straight down, and yeah, that's sort of what happened. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, I would basically just be watching. You just got to watch these lows, really. I mean, this whole general zone here between 120 and 117, you got to see if it holds that area. If Walmart does not hold these lows, guys, you probably are going to see some more downside. So let me go to the daily chart. Let me get some more time. Let me look out and see where we're sort of trading at. So looking at the daily chart, I mean, you're just sort of in this chop fest of a zone on Walmart, guys. It's probably not going to be the best stock to trade here, so I'm not going to be trading Walmart here. You guys can see how choppy this is. Look at this chop fest over here. This is October 2019 to July 2020. So almost a year of price action here where we just chopped around this general area. You are back in that chop fest here at 120. I would probably look away from it unless maybe you want to scalp it with some retail weakness. But yeah, guys, overall, just want to let you know that retail is getting weak today because of Target once again. Target continues to be the ugly stepchild of retail. It continues to sort of just mess up these retail stocks because Target continues to come out with this negative news. So that's that. Let's look at Tesla. So, guys, the reason why, here's something to remember. I know this is pretty rudimentary, but maybe some people just don't sort of understand it, right, about the market. If you have big companies coming out with guide downs, coming out with guidance revisions, coming out with problems that they foresee in the future, the market will move lower, and it won't just be that one stock because the market has to price in future events. And if Target is guiding down, the market will say, okay, Walmart should probably be in a similar situation. Costco could be in a similar situation, right? These stocks aren't publicly traded, but I have a Publix by me. Publix could be in a similar situation. All these retailers could be in similar situations, so we have to price that in. We can't just, the market and large institutions don't just sit and they're not dumb, right? They're not going to be like, oh, I hold a bunch of Costco shares and, I don't care what Target does. No. If Target's saying that, they have to price in that potential for these other correlated businesses. So you have to know that about the market. That's why Snapchat went up when Facebook went up yesterday for I don't even know what reason. I have no idea why Facebook went up yesterday. Tesla. So, Tesla 700. I had a very nice trade on Tesla yesterday. If you guys want to check it out, it's on my Instagram. I traded it live. I caught it live. I'm going to make a video about it today. You can watch the video today. Live trade coming out today. Very nice. Awesome trade with the chat, of course. All live. So congrats to you guys in the chat that caught that with me. That was really fun yesterday. So Tesla, beautiful downside yesterday. Just a really clean rejection off 730. Love that. And we can see, guys, that we are moving below that 700. 700 was where we bounced off of on Friday. This is also a very psychological level. So you can see, if we go to the 5-minute chart, what I will be looking for today is a push into 700 for it to show some resistance and look for that downside move. I want to see it retest 700. I want to see it bounce into 700. I want to see it turn 700 into resistance like this 700 point. I want to see that turn into resistance. I don't want to trade the flush. I want to trade the retest. Get in here, have my stop above 700, get in as it starts to make a lower low, stop above 7, and then let this thing bleed out, right? Very structured trade. Have your stop loss. Know where you cannot be in the stock anymore if it gets back above 700. But I want to wait for the retest. So, looking for the retest of 700 today, guys. Breaking retest of 700 today on Tesla. That would definitely be a trade I'd be interested in. If it gets back above 700, it's going to be a little bit choppy up here, so I'm not quite sure I'll even be looking for a trade. If we do pop above 7 and hold it, I probably won't even trade it. That is my number one setup today. 700 break and retest to the downside. Doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I don't trade it. Amazon. So, I took a swing trade on Amazon yesterday. If you're in the Discord chat, you know that. Amazon was just rejecting at this major supply level. The chart showed it all. If you didn't get wrapped up in the whole hype of the stock split and you just looked at the charts, it was clear that Amazon was rejecting the supply zone extremely aggressively. You can see previous resistance, double top resistance. Look at that 4-hour candle. There is nothing quite bullish about these 4-hour candles, guys. These are 2 4-hour candles from yesterday market open. That's 8 hours, right? 8 hours of price action and these 2 candles. What do these 2 candles show you? Is there anything quite bullish about those candles? No, nothing bullish about those candles. So when I saw that, I was pretty confident on just taking a small swing. If we drop 121 today, which is so weird to say, but if we drop 121 on Amazon, you already know what I'm going to say, right? It's very clear. It's very clear. You either hold 121 today or you drop it. You either hold 121, right? You get a little bit of a demand hold. Maybe you get another push higher. Just continue in this channel. Or you flush below 121, you get the break and retest, and you look for the downside, right? There's 2 options here. Break 121, retest it, turn it into resistance, you get your downside, or you hold the previous support, you hold 121, and you continue to trade in this channel. So that's what I would look for today on Amazon. Very nice rejection from the highs. And 121, major level to watch out for. Google. Same exact thing. Pretty much the exact same thing on Google. You guys can see that Google has moved into a supply zone. It has moved into a level that has rejected, like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Just rejected every single time here, right? Google continues to reject at 2350. It did get above it yesterday, but I want to show you what happened after it got above it, right? You can see we got above it yesterday, but we started to trade below it. We started to weaken. We started to get back below that level, started to show rejections at that level, and started to sort of slide. So, trade deficit numbers. Let's see, is the trade deficit numbers affecting the market? 1 second, guys. Just want to see if this trade deficit release is affecting us at all. Thanks for posting that, OG. So, U.S. trade deficit, 87 billion. Consensus, 89 billion. Exports 252 billion, up 3.5%. Imports down. Exports are up, imports are down. That's not good, guys. That's like classic US, right? We send out more than we receive. So exports plus 3.5, imports down 3.4. We'll see. We'll see. Market seems to be actually reacting off that slightly here, so we'll see if that continues. All right. Back to Amazon. Back to Google. So Google hourly chart. Let me get a little bit more time here. Here we go. So you guys can see right here, Google moved up into supply, has rejected here multiple times. I think this is a great risk reward for a downside. I really do. This is why I took it. Right? I take high risk reward plays. If I see high risk reward, I'm almost always taking it. I don't care if I lose. It makes no difference to me. Right? If I lose $200-300, I'm not gonna die. That's gonna be okay. I can make that back. Right? But if I can take a $200-300 trade at a huge risk reward, and this really gets going, that is a very large percent gain for me. So when I see high risk reward like this, when I see a previous area like this, it's rejecting again, I'm going to take a high risk reward setup here. So that's what I did. I'm looking for it to move to the downside. We're down about 30 points in the pre-market already on Google, so that should be very nice this morning. If the Nasdaq continues, I think Google will continue. I think you could trade back to this channel low, around 22.80. Right here. So watch Google off this rejection point. Watch Amazon off its rejection point. Watch Amazon under 121. Some very interesting levels here this morning. AMD. Yeah, maybe. Mark, maybe. I mean, Amazon's probably the largest inventory company in the world, right? So if Target's seeing increased cost of, right, Amazon's definitely seeing an increased cost of shipping, right? There is no question about it. So Amazon's probably the largest shipper in the world, probably the largest purchaser of gas for semi-trucks, I would assume. I mean, maybe, I don't know if Amazon, I don't know how that works. Amazon might not pay for that. That might be sort of third party to a shipping, a trucking company. So not sure so much how that works, but you sort of get what I'm trying to get at. If Target's showing inventory dilemmas and higher shipping costs, then Amazon's got to have to see some of that as well, right? I don't know if it's really one-to-one, but yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right, Ed. If we see exports down, that's not great. If we see exports down, it's even worse, I would agree. I would agree with you, Ed. Yeah, that means we're not making as much on exports, which is not great. So AMD, retest 104. We have to hold this 104, right, guys? If you want to see this stair step higher, then you have to hold this 104, right? You can see previous rejection at 104. You broke above it. You retested it. You held. You retested it. You held. Yeah, 6 to FBA. It's a good point. Not really, FBA though, they hold the inventory for other businesses. But yeah, I don't know how that works. So I'd have to learn more about all that. So 104, move to the downside. 104 right here. This has to hold. If you drop 104 today, guys, then I would look to see it sort of trade back into this channel. You're just going to trade back between 100 and 104, right in that area, right? So watch out for that area between 104 and 100. If you trade back below 104, I think you will sort of move back into this range. So that is a must hold for AMD today. Here's NVIDIA, very similar type of chart. You can see NVIDIA has to hold 182. Read that out in your head. I'm not going to read it out in my head, but that is just really funny to read out in your head. OMG, FAD, S cheaper Tinder. Oh my God. That's good. Anyways, NVIDIA, 182. Previous highs into support. You guys can see it already sort of retested here. Previous highs into support, break and retest, and the bounce, right? This was the trade I was looking for. Obviously, I missed it. now, coming back down. I'm very happy that I did not chase this. This is an exact reason as to why you do not chase in this market. If you are a buyer of calls the day after because you said, oh, NVIDIA's going, baby. We're going at 300 on NVIDIA. Can't chase, guys. You have to accept when you missed a move. If you see a move like this, you have to accept you missed it. Big miss, right? I missed this trade. I left it alone. You guys can see it's sliding back lower. 182. If you do not hold 182 today, you will move lower, right? 182 is a major level here for NVIDIA. It is held here in the past few days. If I go to the 15-minute chart, you will see this. Right here, guys. If you drop this 182 low, you should expect a downside move, right? You should see a downside move if you get the flush of 182. What's the Nasdaq doing? Moving lower still? Yeah, a little bit. All right, so that's NVIDIA, 182, AMD, 104. Big levels today, guys, on both semiconductors there. I would absolutely be watching that. AMD, 104, NVIDIA, 182. Amazon, 121. Google, 2280. Again, if you want to get all these levels, you can join my Discord chat, where I trade live every single day. We put all these levels in the text chat for you guys to join and to look at intraday. So make sure to keep an eye at that. What else? Shopify, really liking this. If Shopify drops 350, let me go to the hourly. I think this probably looks better on the hourly. Just get this set up for you guys. Here we go. I just said 182, Darwood. You listening? If there's I'm assuming you're guessing like the next level. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really here. Under 182, there's really nothing. Look at this move to the upside. I could, if the market gets weak again, you could see NVIDIA back to 156, right? There's nothing stopping that. So if you drop 182, guys, you're just within this range on NVIDIA. There's not much here. So maybe like 176, 175, but yeah, I would just look to the left there. Shopify. Yeah, guys, if Shopify drops 350 today, I think you're going to get aggressive here. Something like this. Something very similar to this candle right here. See this candle? See this candle through 350? That's something I would expect, potentially, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if you flush this 350 level, I think you could see acceleration. So you can see we have tried to hold this 350 level multiple times. It's the same story across all these names. We are sitting at major support across all these names today. You can see it looks the exact same. Shopify, 350. NVIDIA, 182. AMD, 104. Google, rejecting 2350, major level at 2280. Amazon, 121, has to hold. Tesla, 700. Major levels across the board on all these tech stocks. I would be watching every single one of them. See if you can find a trade. All right, that's what I had for you today, guys. I'm going to look at your tickers now. If you guys are a member of the YouTube channel, or if you are part of the premium Discord for the live stream members, the chart Discord, you have access to the live stream ticker. Then you can go ahead and put your tickers in there. So let me go ahead and pull that up for us here. Let's go ahead and look at it. So, would you just look at it? First is first. Walmart, we did. Shopify, we did. KSS. Let's go KSS. Kohl's. Oh yeah, before I do this, if you guys would be so kind to just take 1 second out of your day, just 1 second, and press the like button. Just 1 second to press the like button. That's all it takes. All right. Let's go KSS. Don't trade it, please. don't trade this upside on Kohl's. There are so many better stocks to be watching than Kohl's. I just don't quite understand what drives someone to want to trade a stock like Kohl's. But, you know, what are we at? 46? You're coming in right into a major supply. Huge supply zone here on Kohl's at 46. Look at all that. Triple bottom, right back into this low as well. I would not look for upside into Kohl's. I would look for it to reject 46. We went over Amazon. Let's go BABA. BABA just rejected a major level yesterday. I was actually looking to trade this actually to the downside. I didn't do it because I just don't like BABA. I hate trading BABA. It's just such a mess of a stock. Let me get more time here. Gaps everywhere on the chart. Just not really a stock that I like to trade, but you can see just rejection right here and rejection right here. Buyout rumors, who cares? It's Kohl's. Go trade something else. You're not going to become a profitable trader by trying to trade Kohl's on buyout rumors. Go do something else, right? No, trust me. I might be a little bit extreme here, but I can guarantee you that people that are consistently trading, that have a system in place that they look at every single day, they try to find retests. Like me, I try to find retests, try to find 9 EMA rejections. I don't look for anything else. I look for one thing in the market, and I try to do it on a daily basis. I can guarantee you that people that are successful in the market are not going around trying to find buyout rumors on stocks like Kohl's to trade. I know it sounds a little harsh, but I'm trying to be as helpful and honest as I can be. If you're running around on Reddit, on StockTwits, looking for the next buyout rumor, looking for the next big runner to buy Kohl's call options, I can guarantee you it's not going to end well. There's no reason to be looking at Kohl's on a buyout rumor when you have Tesla, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, all these stocks that have setups that you could trade on a daily basis. Why change your mindset and go trade a gap up on Kohl's? It's just a waste of time. And it just blurs your vision and blurs what you should be focusing on. Anyways, BABA, big rejection, 102, triple top, rejected that exact level yesterday. It came up into 102 and it rejected again. So, boom, rejection, 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 rejection. I would look to see if BABA fails at 102. I should sell my Enron shares. So 102 rejection on BABA. NEO, it's just like, look at the chart, right? What is NEO showing me to the left here? I don't see anything here. Right? It's just so choppy. Let me zoom out. I'll go to daily. I think the only way to analyze NEO is on the daily chart, really. I guess you could just say, watch out for the 100 SMA. Watch out for 100 SMA. You could say that it's trying to break this downtrend, potentially. But I would just maybe watch the 100 SMA here. What is that at? 2030? So maybe just watch the 100 SMA, guys, moving forward. That would be my best recommendation for you. We went over Tesla. Let's go Zoom. Zoom. Yeah, I mean, just look for Zoom to hold 106 on a retest. Right here, look for 106 on a retest. That's what I would look for. But again, guys, Zoom is in a 2-year-long downtrend basically, and I think that any pop is going to be rejected into. So I would look for it to reject this little triple top it's formed. If it drops 106, I would look for the next downside move. If you drop 106 on Zoom, right? If you drop 106 on Zoom, then I think you probably move down to that 96. CrowdStrike. Yeah, this is nothing here, really. I mean, look at this chop. It's basically trading in this chop. There's a major level here around 190. but I just don't see anything major here. You can see it's trying to hold this uptrend on the 1 hour chart. I would say if it drops that uptrend, then you probably get downside. But if you zoom out for a second and you look at where CrowdStrike is trading, I just don't see a trade here. It's just too choppy. Look at all this chop. This entire range is a big chop fest. So I don't see anything there on CrowdStrike. I'd stay away. TSM rejecting the 50 SMA on the daily chart. That looks pretty interesting. If I go to the hourly chart, let's take a look at this. Actually, 4 hour. Yeah, look at that right there. Look at that right there. 96. Look at that rejection. Previous support. This shows up everywhere, guys. You know, this is not just like some magic that I have here. This shows up all over the place. Previous support, rejection, rejection, rejection. If you can find these high risk reward setups, you play them, right? Previous support, into rejection, into rejection, into rejection. 96, not getting above it. Look for the move back to the downside off the 96 level. We went over AMD, Roku, same exact thing as TSM right there. Exact same chart. Look. Exact same chart on Roku. Previous support, into rejection, into rejection, into rejection, and into another rejection. It can't get above 100. Downside, I would expect it to move back to 75. Costco we went over. D-Dog. Perfect rejection. I should have taken this downside play. I didn't. The spreads were wide, and I was scared of it. So support. We moved right back into it and rejected very, very aggressively. Look at that move right back into it. Huge rejection right there on D-Dog. I think you move lower, right, after rejecting that very clear level. Okay, we went over Target. Kroger. I'll go over Microsoft. Kroger is Kroger's XLP. XLP looks a little weak. It's basically the XLP chart, isn't it? Look at Kroger, guys. What is it doing? What is Kroger doing? What is this chart? If someone needs to tell me what this chart looks like. If you look at charts a lot, you know what this chart looks like. It's another retail name. It's another very big retailer. We already looked at it in this channel, in this live stream. This should remind you of a chart. This should remind you of a chart. I'm going to give you the next 15 seconds to say it in the chat. What is it? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the lag to come up. There's a lag in the chat. There it is. Gaurav Darkar. I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm sorry. But yes, Costco. Perfect. Look at the similarities. KR, Costco. KR, Costco. KR, Costco. Same exact chart. I look at charts so much that I know what they look like in my head. It's ridiculous. Dollar Tree. There's really nothing here. I mean, watch out for the drop below this gap, guys. This is like a floating price action on Dollar Tree. You literally have an island of price action on Dollar Tree. You have an island here. You have no bottom and no top. You're just sitting in a little island. So watch out for Dollar Tree to the top and bottom of that channel. All right, let's go Microsoft. Microsoft is losing the 270 level. You guys can see that this morning. Look at that. Very clean. Very clean. 270 breakdown. You can see it right there. That was a major level that that Microsoft needed to hold. You can clearly see the breakdown below 270. I would look for continuation under 270. Look for 270 to turn into resistance. Disney, just downtrending, broke a big level. You guys can see it right here. Look, very clear. Hourly chart triple bottom. What is it doing right now? It's breaking it. Watch for the continuation. USO, just watch XLE. That's all I could help you with. AbbVie, AbbVie's just sort of sliding. Watch for the move back to these lows. 142. Sorry guys, I'm only got about another minute or two. I'll go over ASO because everyone keeps saying it in the chat. Academy Sports. Earnings. Okay. Just look for earnings continuation. If you really want to trade Academy Sports, just look for, yeah. Good luck. Okay. That's all I got. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you want to join the Discord chat where I trade live every single day, this is where all the posts that I post on Instagram about me talking through my trades as I'm taking them, this all comes straight from the Discord chat. So if you want to come hang out, trade live with me, learn from other traders, you can check that out. It says trade live with me in the description below. If you want to get the technical analysis from the futures for free every single morning that we already go over in this live stream, if you just want to get it in a text format, you can see where it says free technical analysis. There's no talking in that Discord. It's just me posting the technical analysis from the live stream. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't trade calls today. What else? Go Rangers. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And have a fantastic day. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.